So I pulled the Corvette into the garage. I've noticed that when I first get started, the belts really squeal, so I'm assuming that I can tighten up this alternator belt a little bit, and that will alleviate that issue. So I loosened this bolt here. I just have to loosen this one down here, and then I should be golden. This top one was a 1/2 inch, so this one will probably be 9/16, my bet. Yuppers. Nailed it. So I just had my 9/16 wrench handy, and then I grabbed my 1/2 inch. So that's the way it goes. Alright, we definitely want to loosen, not tighten. And I'm going to get my 9/16 on the back side of this and my ratchet on the front side. Just loosen it. That was a little more than a little, but oh well. Now my plan is to leverage this out and then tighten this nut with the 1/2 inch, and then tighten the bottom one. That's my plan. So let's see how we do. Well, that's tighter than it was, that's for sure. I just brought her out from the rain. It's been crazy Idaho weather. Somebody told the weather that we've been experiencing a drought, so it decided I'm gonna fix that in 2 days. I don't know if that's possible, but at any rate, lots of rain. I planted my jalapenos the other day, so they're getting lots of rain. I also planted a bunch of seeds, some pumpkin seeds, some cantaloupe, some sunflower, some onions, some radish. So we'll see. I don't have a lot of hope in the seeds, but we'll see how it goes. Everything's really wet, so boy, I hope it was the alternator belt and not the power steering belt that was whining. I could try to adjust the power steering, but it's kind of in a, it seems pretty tight. So there's that. Next, what I would like to do next is get underneath the car and do some sandblasting on these back rear pieces that have some surface rust on them, so that I could take care of that before it develops into anything else that I don't want, like real rust. I'll go ahead and dry out the gas reservoir here. That rain on the day I took off my gas lid, and then the day after, and the day after, and the day after is really rainy. That ought to do. All right. Looking good. Oh, I should go ahead and show you what I learned about polishing wheels. The video I watched before, it seemed like it all happened in one go. But then I watched the video and they're like, so this is round 1 of 4. I'm like, oh, 4 rounds. Maybe that's why mine didn't get as clean as I wanted. I only did 1 round. Maybe I need to do 4 rounds on them, like the video. So now I'd like to start with some superfine sandpaper. This is 600 grit. I don't know if that's fine enough. The guy that used sandpaper used 1000 grit. I have some superfine sandpaper, but I think it's 2000. P2000. So they started with the sandpaper on the actual wheel. Beep. It did, they said it did put some scratches in, but then those scratches would be taken out, removed when the buffing and polishing occurs. So I think that's probably right. 600. All I can find are pieces of my 600. I was sure I'd have a piece of 2000 that could be good to go, but I'll just start off with a new piece of 2000. The 2000 should not scratch it as much, I think, because, you know, it's 2000. So I'm going to start with the rear driver's side wheel over here. And one thing he did say is just make sure you sand in the direction that the wheel turns. So basically, sand round and round. There's a lot of black stuff already coming up, which is what this polish is supposed to reveal. But the sandpaper is revealing it. Alright, so I'm going to work on this wheel. I'm going to use this sandpaper. This is the process that I saw on the video. Sandpaper, polish, more polish, more sandpaper, more polish, until final polish. This is wet dry sandpaper, so it doesn't matter that it rained on me. I'm still going to be able to sand this without any trouble. It's hard to do those spokes in the direction that the wheel turns. I'm not too worried about it. It's 2000 grit. Alright, so I'm going to get after this, and I'll post a video after I'm done to see if it looks any better than it did before I started.